Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2003 film High Tension. This is directed by Alexandre Aja and stars Cécile de France, Mai Wien and Philippe Nan. This tells the story of two young women who go to stay at a parent's house on a farm. However, on that very first night, a sadistic truck driver makes their life a living hell. High Tension, or Switchblade Romance as it's known here in the UK, I definitely prefer the title High Tension, is a film that always gets muttered in the same breath as the 2007 film Martyrs, and that's a movie I have a lot of respect for. I think it's very cleverly done and it is brutal as hell, and a lot of people were saying if you like this, you should try High Tension, and they are both extreme French horror movies, so I do think that plays into why it gets mentioned in the same vein, of course. But this came on Shudder earlier this month, and I decided this is my chance to check it out. So what did I think of High Tension? Now, as this movie went on, I just thought this is a simple slasher concept. I've kind of seen this one done before, maybe not exact scene by scene, but you kind of know where it's going and how it's going to play out. However, something was thrown into the works a little bit later on in the movie, and it totally took me off guard. Now, I will get into this more in just a bit, as spoiler-free as possible, but I just wanted to mention the storyline as a big positive there, because you kind of think that you know how the movie's going to play out, and I didn't see it coming at all. So that is a big positive for the filmmakers trying something different there. And the film doesn't really take long to get going here. It kind of throws you straight in to a horrifying event that these two girls have to endure. And it all starts with a knock on the door that really simply shouldn't have been answered. The whole grimy, dark feel that we're thrown straight into really sets the tone straight away. And what follows is quite admittedly a brutal scene. The people who were saying this was a brutal movie weren't lying at all. And it was surprisingly long as well. The movie lives up to its name by providing very high tense sequences for our main protagonist, Marie. She is constantly hiding around the house, and you think she's going to get caught all the time, and she's got to keep moving, got to keep on her toes, with this crazed madman who is wreaking havoc upon the family members here. There's a sense of isolation given off here as well on this secluded farmhouse, surrounded by cornfields. The phone lines have been cut, and you're just thinking it's only a matter of time before Marie is caught, and it kind of gets you on the edge of your seat. Like I said, it's all very tense, but this is where most of the brutality of the movie kind of happens here, with some really teeth-grinding moments. This guy who's just had a blowjob off a severed head, by the way, just will not stop at all. This guy is a maniac, and he is on a rampage. There is a very graphic throat-slitting scene here, a head-crushing decapitation scene, if you like, and even the death of a minor is thrown in here. You kind of feel bad for these people and what is happening to them, because they seem like a very nice family early on and they're just totally innocent. But this guy, he just doesn't care. Philippe Nan, who plays the role of this killer, definitely got into the role here as well. He kind of feels emotionless. He's just committing senseless acts of murder. And you can just tell that he's probably capable of anything, really. He kind of reminded me of Michael Myers in his filthy looking boiler suit and the way he stalks the halls. He just got the whole walk and how a killer would act, down to a T there. I thought he put in a brilliant performance, and quite a terrifying one as well. He's overweight, smokes, drinks half a bottle of whiskey in one swig there, and he has the dirtiest looking truck that I think I've ever seen, what he uses to kidnap and tie women up in. And Philippe Nan really done well to make you hate his bare bones and absolutely despise this guy. I couldn't believe the pacing of this film. What felt like an ordeal to sit through, watching our main character trying to escape and hoping she doesn't get caught there. I realised half the runtime had gone by, and I couldn't believe how quick this movie was going. And the second half is no exception. And speaking of our main character, Marie, played by Cécile de France, I thought she put in a great performance here. She's cool and brave, and you want her to get through this. She also looks the part as well. I mean, she looks like she could kick your ass if she wanted to, and she did train with a Thai boxer to get in shape leading up to this film, so that is probably true. The film's smartest decision did come in the third act though, and I've seen a lot of hate for this movie's ending, but for me, it worked. I was happy to see something like this happen. And I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to spoil the movie or anything like that, but I thought this was just going to be a predictable slasher, and the movie laughed in my face and went down a totally different road. And isn't it nice when something you think is a typical slasher turns out to be something else? However, the film's plot is a one-trick pony, so if it doesn't work for you, like many other people I've seen say it doesn't work for them, you might leave this movie on a sour note. However, it worked for me, so I can see this film being very divisive. But what film isn't these days? I'll also say the second half of the movie, even though it has the more interesting story points that are revealed to us, I do think it's the weaker half of the film. It's good. It's just not as good as the first half of the movie. The second half is a bit of a thrill ride, but the first half is more of an extreme roller coaster. And even though this movie is brutal as hell, there are some kill scenes that just seem a little over the top. And the over the topness of them makes them seem very fake. Yes, I know they are fake, but for example, the head decapitation scene, at first I was like, oh my god, and then you see it from another angle straight away, and it all looks a little bit cartoonish, if you like. So most kill scenes in this film do work. There's just one or two that I was kind of like, I've been taking out the moment here. This was a fun slasher movie, though. I mean, it's not perfect. The twist thrown in there was a good little curveball. And if this is your type of sun genre, I definitely think you should give it a go. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give High Tension a 7 out of 10. Probably not as good as the movie Martyrs or as smart, but it is kind of unfair to compare that. I'm just going by what I've seen on socials and stuff, but this is definitely worth a go for horror fans around the globe. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for High Tension is that Alexandre Aja and Gregory Levasseur, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, the writer of this movie, were friends growing up, and they decided to make this film as an homage to all the 70s and 80s slashers they loved to watch as kids when they were growing up. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel if this was your thing. What do you think of the movie High Tension? Is it kind of overrated? Does everyone building it up? Does the twist work for you? Does it not work? Let me know down below in the comments and I'll try and get back to you all, I promise. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all on the next video. Take care.